Let me ask you this. Who are you? Do you really know who you are? Do you really know what you're about? Do you know what your personality is and all that? Do you know who you are?
I think we all have to go into and just trust to like.
Well, what I tell you in this video is that pretty much 99% of people don't know who the fuck they are. They don't know who they are, they don't know what they value and all that. But don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to tell you exactly how to know yourself from A to Z. So what do I mean by knowing yourself? What is the self? Let's begin with that. I don't want to get into this philosophical mumbo jumbo, but what I mean by knowing yourself in this video is like your ego self. Knowing like kind of like your personality, your predispositions, and all that. I'm not talking about like the spiritual self or God self, whatever you want to call it. There's a theory by Sam Ovens. He says that it doesn't matter who you are; it only becomes who you are becoming, which I agree with. It's like, it matters, yes, where you are right now, it's important to know, but really the most important thing is like, who do you want to become? Really, who do you want to become? And a good starting point to know who you want to become is to first know who you are right now. So let's get into it. So this concept is taken from Psychology Today. They say that to know yourself is to know your vitals. VITALS, and I'll tell you in a second what they are. So the first one, V, values. What are your values? What the fuck do you value? Do you value art? Do you value freedom? Do you value strength of character? Do you value resilience? That's what one of my clients, she said that's what she really valued. That when we were digging into her values, she said, yeah, I really value independence and resilience and all that. Can you put the things that you value in life on a sheet of paper? And if you don't know that, then I want you just to ask yourself, what do I find to have the most value in life? What do I find to be most valuable to planet Earth? What does what does the Earth need more of? What do the world need more of, right? Ask yourself those questions. What are things that I find valuable to me in my life? What are things that I want to have more of in my life? What are certain aspects of life that I want to have more of in my life? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more strength? Do you want more love, connection? Do you want more independence? What are the values that drive you? Number 2 is interests. What are your interests? What are your passions? What do you like? What do you dislike? And often it's right in front of your nose, like as I like to say. Some of my clients we've talked to, it's like their passion, their interest is like right in front of them, but they just cannot see it because they cloud it with different things. So as you look at your interests, it's important that you don't censor yourself in a way, okay? Just whatever comes to mind. What are things that you can do without stopping? What are things that you do that you just lose touch of time? Me, for example, certain things that I do that I lose touch of time is, for example, when I'm speaking on camera, when I'm editing videos, when I'm playing the guitar, when I'm reading a really, really good book, when I'm doing research about something, when I'm working on my, marketing, certain things like that. I just trying to find those things that you really, really like. The third one is T for temperament. Temperament, some people like certain school of psychology will say, oh, well, those are like your inborn preferences. You're born that way. That's who you are. It's like, I don't think so. I mean, you can develop your temperament. It kind of like you develop it as you grow, and it can change, it can shift. And you want to ask some of those key questions like, are you more of a planner? Or are you more like you like to do things spontaneously? Are you more of a like you like to have like a million possibilities and then always keep your options open? Or are you kind of like the laser focused type of guy? That's kind of who I am. Are you the type of person that's more about like making decisions based on how you feel and how your deepest emotions, want to guide you? Or do you make decisions more logically, as in like, what is logically the right thing to do? What is it? Right. So maybe it's a combination of both, but like, something to ask yourself. Are you more of a feeling type of person? Are you more of like thinking, hard-nosed science type of person? Right. Are you more sort of like a artistic type of person? Or are you more like more of a scientific type of person, more like a academic type of person? Certain questions to ask yourself. And your temperament, really, you can find really pretty much your personality. There are different tests for that. There's the big 5 personality test that I've done. Pretty much they call it OCEAN. It's like openness, conscientiousness, emotional stability, I think. I don't remember the rest, but anyways, that's big 5 personality test, pretty good. The MBTI test, which I think is pretty much my favorite. The one caveat with that test though is that it's about like 70% accurate at best. That's the fucking problem. And there's 16 personality types that they'll tell you. They'll give you 4 letters. And the problem with that test is that it's the questions, like the test is not very good, but it can still give you an overview of who you are. Just, you know, if you go the route of MBTI, do the test, and then go watch this guy called, his name is CS Joseph, like a YouTuber. I'm not affiliated with him or anything, but like he tells you everything about type. He's like the most reputable source on YouTube on personality types I've ever fucking seen. Go check out CS Joseph. That's his name on YouTube. And then, so look at your type, you know, do the test, determine what your type is. And I would say go read the types that are similar to it. So let's say if you get INFP, go read up INFJ, go read up INTJ and INTP, like kind of like in that sphere. Even ISFP, you know, like look at like the personalities that are similar and like kind of read through them. And if you're confused, go check out CS Joseph. He'll tell you like comparing each type, how it relates to each other. And the beauty about this test is that it tells you pretty much everything. Once you get your accurate type, it will tell you exactly what are your main functions. If you do the test one time and you realize, you know, the results are not accurate or whatever, then, you know, do it again. Do it again like a week later or something, not to be biased. So the 4th letter, which is letter A, which is pretty much, he says around the clock activities, according to Psychology Today. It's like, what activities do you do like around the clock, and which time is better for you to do them? So for example, are you more of a morning person, a night owl, you know, afternoon person? You know, there's different types. Do you work better if you like sleep a shitload, like 10 hours per day, or do you work better with like 6 hours of sleep and like a power nap in the middle? That's pretty much me. I sleep 6 to 7 hours. I need a power nap. All of my hardest work I do in the fucking morning to early afternoon. That's like my late morning. Early to late morning is like my best fucking performance. That's when I do most of my work. Some people, it's the opposite. Some people in the morning, like no matter what the hell they do, it's gonna be a horse, like a pile of horse shit. What they're gonna do is either wait until the late afternoon or evening before they start doing their work. And that could be it. So like my girlfriend, she's like that. Like she starts firing on all cylinders at like 7 p.m. She's like wide the fuck awake. Like she wants to do things. She wants to dance, whatever. Me at 7 p.m. I'm like starting to wind down. It's funny, but you know, she never fails to wake me up, which is great. Are you more of a morning person? What time your energy peaks? Good exercise to do is, you know, for a whole fucking day. That's what I do. Actually, for like at least 2 to 3 days, okay? Abstain from stimulants, try to drink like minimal coffee, and just look at your life right now and look at like, when does your energy peak like during the day? Like look, like you kind of like rate on a scale of 1 to 10 like how you feel in terms of energy, and you'll notice like there's a certain time of day where you feel most awake, certain time of day where you feel most sleepy, and you want to do your peak activities during that time. Me, it's shooting videos, editing videos, doing my business things, doing business calls, live streams, whatever it is, in the morning to early afternoon. And in the evening, you know, for me, it's to do relaxing stuff. Maybe for you, it's the fucking opposite. Maybe for you, you peak performance at 5 p.m. and then the morning is kind of just like warming you up to that like peak performance. And maybe you might want to do easier tasks. So for example, if you're a night person, maybe in the beginning, maybe start with, I don't know, like something relaxing, like reading a book, or I don't know, like easier things, you know, maybe maintenance tasks like cleaning your room, cleaning the apartment, you know, during the morning. And then in the late afternoon, then you take fucking action towards your goals, whatever that is. So the 5th letter, which is letter L, stands for life mission. Life mission, life path, life purpose, whatever you want to call it. What is your goal in life? That is pretty much the number one thing that we work on with my clients. That is the number one thing we're trying to find, is that life task, like have this clarity towards what is your mission? What are you trying to find, right? What are you trying to do? Certain questions you can ask yourself is, what is meaningful to me? What is meaningful in my life? What are things that I want to see in the world? What kind of contribution do I want to have on the world? What would really make my life feel fulfilling? What would bring me long-term fulfillment and happiness if I did with my life? What kind of change would I like to see in the world that would be meaningful to me? Just a few questions to ask. But really, it's a process of self-discovery that can take sometimes a few, sometimes a few days, a few weeks, a few months, a few years. And it's a process you can accelerate if you want to get coaching with me. So something you can think of as well. And the last one, which is S, stands for strengths. What are your strengths? What are you good at? What are you not so good at? Look at the things that make you uniquely strong and uniquely powerful, uniquely skilled. Look at those things that make you stand out from other people. And just like, it can be like specific fields. It can also just be like a general, like maybe you're just like a social person, that's your strength. Maybe you like to read a lot of books and you can retain a lot of things, that's a strength. Maybe you're really creative. So you want to look at those things and not just, from your own subjective opinion, but also ask other people. That's what I've done. Go ask 5 people around you what your top 3 strengths are and what are 3 things you can work on. And the prevalent thing that came to me is that was sort of like my ability to be creative, to create art, to be, create something out of nothing. Like this sort of like creative ability kept coming back. Another thing that came back was also my ability to speak, my ability to convey my information, my ability to also be very direct in my communication. That's one thing that a lot of my friends also said that was really good with me. I don't remember the other ones, but also things that they told me that were bad were, for example, I tend to be a bit emotional at times. Sometimes I take things personally because I'm an emotional kind of like high sensitive person type of person. By the way, I'm going to do a video on that. That's a good idea. Like HSPs. I've just thought about that. Amazing. Creative ideas, guys. Creativity, one of my strengths anyways. But look at your strengths, look at what you're good at, and ask other people what you're good at. That's a great assessment. And you can also do other tests online. You can Google Strengths Finder. There's so many tests that will tell you really what your strengths are. And I highly recommend you do one of those tests as well, along with the MBTI test for your temperament. So that's how you know yourself. Work on those 5 things. Work on all those things, like develop, your values. Know what your values are, what your interests are, what your temperament is, what your activities are, depending on time of day. Look at your life mission and look at your strengths. Think, if you click on that video, I'm guessing like you're probably struggling right now with, discovering who you are or, finding clarity about your life, right? Maybe you don't know who you are, right? One of the videos that I posted was called Don't Know Who You Are, the #1 sign you're on a quarter life crisis. That video was, like a lot of people liked it, I think. And it pretty much talks about, how not knowing yourself, how not having that clarity really is a barrier to finding fulfillment and happiness in life. So you want to look at your life and ask yourself, well, what would be the consequences if I were to continue struggling with not having that clarity in your life? And really picture it. Do you think your life would get better anytime soon, or do you think it would get worse? Do you think that maybe getting help could help you out? What will be the benefits of you finding that clarity? What would be benefits of you discovering your life mission? What will be the benefits of you, being able to, because you know all that, being able to wake up every day feeling refreshed, Like picture, how would your life be like if you had that clarity? Maybe you'd wake up every day feeling refreshed. Maybe you'd have your own business that you'd be running and all that. Think of all those positive things. And if you think that this is something that you want, then I want you to book a free consultation call with me. You can do that by clicking on the link below. I'm also going to put a link right there where you can pretty much book a call with me. Just fill out a quick survey and talk to me as soon as you can. Places are limited because, a lot of applicants apply. So make sure you apply right now, okay? And I guess we'll talk on the other side, okay? So talk to you soon. Peace.